Imagine waking up at 4 in the morning. It's freezing. Your bed is just a pile of rags. You haven't eaten since yesterday, and soon you'll be crawling under dangerous machines, cleaning gears that never stop turning. This isn't a nightmare. This was real life for thousands of poor children during the Victorian era. Queen Victoria ruled Britain from 1837 to 1901, a time of incredible change, invention and empire. But while the rich lived in luxury, many children were trapped in poverty, forced to work and robbed of their childhoods. Today we asked, would you survive as a poor child in Victorian Britain? If you were born into a poor family in 1850s London, you likely lived in a cramped room with your parents, and maybe 5 or 6 siblings. There was no central heating, no toilets, and no running water. The air smelled of sewage, coal smoke, and desperation. In cities like Manchester, Leeds, or Birmingham, the Industrial Revolution had created thousands of jobs. But you know, these jobs didn't pay enough. Families had no choice. Every child had to work. The average wage for a poor child was just 5 shillings per week. You wouldn't go to school, you wouldn't play outside. Instead, you'd get ready for your shift. Factories needed cheap, small, fast workers. Children like you were perfect. If you were sent to a textile mill, you might work 12 to 16 hours a day, 6 days a week. Your job? Crawl under heavy looms to sweep dust and lint while machines thundered around you. Many children were injured, some were killed. If you complained, you were beaten. Down in the mines, the youngest children, called trappers, sat in darkness for hours, opening and closing doors to let coal carts through. You had no light, no sound, just the dripping of water and your own breathing. Others hauled coal or worked with pickaxes. Your lungs would fill with dust, your back would ache, but your family needed the money. Even after a full day of work, many children came home to, well, nothing. No hot dinner, no warm bed, just cold porridge, maybe some stale bread. The most common meals were, just gruel, bread, and maybe a bit of dripping. Diseases like cholera, typhoid, and tuberculosis spread quickly in poor areas. With no clean water and barely any doctors around, even a simple cough could, honestly, become deadly. If you were lucky enough to get help, it might be from a charity hospital, but, many didn't make it that far. Across the country, cemeteries filled with those lost as the child mortality rate remained heartbreakingly high. Not all hope was lost. Some people thankfully believed children deserved better. By the 1870s, new laws were introduced to make school compulsory for children under 10. These were honestly the beginnings of change. In school, you'd learn reading, writing, and arithmetic, the 3 R's. But schools were strict. You could be caned for getting answers wrong. There were no coloured pens, no art displays, just chalk, discipline, and, well, silence. Still, for many children, school was safer than the factory floor. Across Britain, reformers like Dr. Barnardo and Lord Shaftesbury began building homes, schools, and shelters for poor children. Some were taken off the streets, others were sent abroad to Canada or Australia as part of resettlement programs. For the first time, people asked, should children be working at all, or should they be learning, playing, growing? The answer slowly became clear. So, would you survive? Would you wake up in the cold, work until dark and eat scraps, face danger and do it every day? Surprisingly, many did, and unsurprisingly, many didn't. Their voices are mostly lost to history, but their lives changed the way we see childhood today. Thanks to those who fought for change, school is now a right, play is now a right, and childhood is protected. But, remembering the children of the Victorian era reminds us that progress is not a gift, it's a fight. So, the next time you sit in class, or maybe groan about homework, just think of those who never had the chance to complain. They paved the way for our lives today. If you learned something new today, give this video a like, subscribe for more history made human, and share it with someone who'd be shocked by what kids once enjoyed.